Hello there guys, once again. This will be our third C programming tutorial. In this tutorial we'll be talking about variables. So it's the second part of our variable tutorial, but in this tutorial we're going to be performing some mathematical operations with variables and basically explaining how that works. And so to go ahead and get started, please go ahead and create a new project and add a new source file. And if you don't know how to do that, please refer to the previous tutorial, the tutorial 1 and tutorial 2, and then tutorial 1 is the hello world, the basically the beginning, the first tutorial of the series, and the second tutorial talks about variables and declaration of variables and initializing variables. So to waste no more time, let's go ahead and get started and begin like we always do by including the libraries we need to use for our code. So we're going to include the standard IO, the standard input and output library. Let's go type in main for our main function, and let's go ahead and initialize. Well, let's declare and initialize two variables. We're gonna call it n1 for number 1, set that equal to 6, and n2 let's set that equal to 9. If you can see here, you can also declare and initialize variables in the same line. All you have to do is just of the same data type, which is an integer. You can do that by basically separate by using a comma to separate between them. And what we want to do next is declare two double variables. I'm going to call this let's call it D1 and 225, and let's go with D2. Let's make this one 750. Alright, and also let's declare another variable, another integer variable. So let's put it up here, and let's go ahead and call this one total. And let's go ahead and do the same thing here. Let's declare a double variable and call it total. So let's call it D total for double, for standing for double total. Alright. As you see here, we did not initialize those two variables, we just declared them. We will use them further down here. So let's go ahead and type total equals n1 plus n2. Sorry, I should have put n2 here. I put alright. And next, let's go ahead and type d total equals d1 plus d2. Alright. Or we can do a minus here, or let's do a minus here. Minus, or let's do a multiplication instead. Multiplication sounds better. And let's go ahead and print those things. Let's then print them out. First, we're going to say n1 plus n2. Or we can do it. So we can type %, d, which is a placeholder for an integer. If you don't remember this, please refer to the previous tutorial, tutorial 2. And then what we want to stay here, another placeholder, and let's type total. And let's type D here again for a placeholder, and then comma. What we want to do here is go ahead and type n1, n2, and total. And go ahead and close that. I'm going to put a /n here for a new line character, return character. We're going to go ahead and do the same thing for our double variable. So let's go ahead and type %, float, do the same thing again, and do the same thing again. There we go, and /n. And D1 D2 and D total. If you do not know what the two basically the percent sign dot 2f, those are placeholders for double variables. If you haven't already watched tutorial 2, please do so, and also tutorial 1 if you haven't done so, and that will explain what that means. And let's go ahead and do a return 0 here to make sure that our program does basically compile and compile successfully. I'm not compiling, it executes successfully. So now that we have done this, what we should see here is very easy. What we're doing is we're adding n1 and n2, so we're basically adding 6. So we declare the two integer data type variables, one is 6, one is 9, and when we declare the another integer called total variable, and then we're adding n1 and n2, which is 6 and 9, so that will give us 15, and we will store that value inside total. And the same thing happens for D1 and D2, but instead of adding, we're multiplying and we're storing that value in D total. As you see here, we have 3 placeholders, and each placeholder is basically, so n1 will go into the first spot, n2 will go into the second placeholder, and total will go into the third placeholder. So the placeholders start from left to right. Basically, this will be number 1, number 2, and number 3. Here, 1, 2, 3. So those are just placeholders. So if we run this, what we should see for the first print statement, we should see 6 plus 9 equals 15. Second one, we should see the same thing, but instead of, I should put multiplication here not to confuse you guys, and what it equals. So let's go ahead and build this. So let's see if it was built successfully, as we see here down here, and no errors. And we go to debug and start without debugging. So what we see here is 6 plus 9 is 15, and 2.25 times 7.5 equals 16.88. Alright guys, so that was a quick tutorial on basically performing some simple mathematical operations in C using variables, initializing variables, declaring variables, and basically storing results that we gain from initialized variables, or other variables, basically whatever user inputs, which we'll do that in the future. We'll get the inputs from the user instead of basically initializing them by ourselves, and then storing those values in another variable, and then print them out here just to show that our calculations were correct and we got what we expected. So thank you for watching this tutorial, guys, and there's gonna be another tutorial coming soon after this. Also, I will be updating the CPP series of tutorials that I have on my channel, also the Java and the Visual Basic. So if you haven't watched any of those, please do and go ahead and watch them. And if you haven't watched the previous tutorials in the C programming tutorial series, please go ahead and do that as well. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, guys, please do that. It really means a lot. And if you have any suggestions in particular about any tutorials you would like me to make, I'll be more than happy to make any tutorials you guys basically advise, or so if you want to leave any comments or send me a message with any ideas you have or concerns, and I'll be more than happy to try and accommodate. Basically, I'll try to do my best to make that happen. So thank you for watching this tutorial, and please stick around for a future tutorial, and please don't forget to subscribe. Thank you very much.